Tesla just confirmed big news. The Megapack factory in Shanghai is now done. The main focus is on commissioning and trial production, but the actual equipment, everything has already been installed, 100% of it. So production will start soon. We know that Tesla's energy business, the gross margins are bigger than that of the automotive business, so this is actually a big deal. We had people saying, oh, Tesla cannot do this again, building a factory in basically record time. But no, Tesla was actually able to construct this factory 50% faster than Tesla's California Megapack factory construction. But wait, isn't this a little bit different? The factory in China, this one, was built from scratch completely, but the factory in Lathrop, wasn't the building already built and then Tesla just sort of repurposed the building? And that makes it a lot more impressive. And Tom Zhu, who is Tesla's #1 in China, officially confirmed this news here. Proud of the team. Many people underestimate Tesla's unique strength, developing manufacturing capabilities optimized for the fast evolving AI era. Once the entire automotive industry transitions to full autonomous driving, the real competition will center on how efficiently vehicles can be produced. And we will be ready, says Tom Zhu. And he provides a quote here. Speed is not just the ability to move quickly, but the ability to adapt quickly. It's a synchronization of mind and body, the elimination of unnecessary movements, and the focus on precision. The essence of speed lies not in haste, but in efficiency. And Tesla is great at that. Drive Tesla Canada explains that Tesla's swift construction timeline in Shanghai surpasses even the record set by Giga Shanghai, which took approximately 10 months to complete in 2019. This Megapack factory is the first one for Tesla outside of the USA, and this will be the first one of many. And we know that the Lathrop factory was not exactly built from ground up specifically for Megapack, so there are inevitably some inefficiencies, but this factory is built ground up specifically for Megapack, so it will be even more efficient than the Lathrop factory, and the Lathrop factory is already able to produce Megapacks with insane margins. So what do you think is going to happen here? And orders are already pouring in for Megapacks that will be made in Shanghai. For example, Shanghai Lingyang Economic Development Group already placed an order, and we also know that these Megapacks from Shanghai will not just be placed in China, but they will serve the global market. Demand in Australia for Megapacks is huge, and I'm sure that market will be well served by the factory in Shanghai that was just built. Elon also just posted this. He replied with exactly to how is Elon supposed to colonize Mars without becoming a multi-trillionaire in the process. Currently, Elon's net worth is at $454 billion, and inevitably he is going to be a multi-trillionaire, and Tesla stock is going to be a major contributor to Elon Musk becoming much richer. So that statement is obviously bullish for Tesla, just like this statement is bullish for Tesla. Tesla Model 3 test drives have increased by 60% in China. Just like this news is also bullish for Tesla. Tesla is rolling out another free 30-day FSD trial to some owners in North America, and that's because Tesla is convinced that indeed FSD V13 is quite a bit better than FSD V12. And for some Tesla vehicle owners, this is already the third trial that they received this year. Every time Tesla has a major improvement on FSD, we see a free trial deployed to everyone, and I think we can expect this going forward as well. Anytime Tesla will make a huge improvement, we will see another trial like this one. The trial went out on December 24th, so Christmas Eve, which is fairly decent timing, but not everyone already has FSD V13 who has hardware 4, so some people might be trying V12 instead, but soon they should have FSD V13. Now, if you do have an active FSD subscription, then 30 days of free full self-driving capability will be added to your vehicle on top of what you were subscribed for already. And this person seems to work at Tesla. Tesla AI branch queen is her bio. And she admits that this is perhaps one of our most iconic releases yet. And check this out. He actually now posted this publicly on his main profile. James Thorne, who manages tens of billions of dollars, says that in 2025, Tesla will hit $700 per share. The most important stocks are always the last to correct and last to bottom. That's exactly what happened this options week. The weakest stocks correct first and bottom first. He replied to someone here wondering why Tesla stock was down. And look, in the last few days, Tesla stock has been making some big moves, 7.35% in one single day on Christmas Eve. And then today, it was down this morning, and I didn't really see any good reasons for why Tesla stock was up that day other than it was just up. And today, all markets are down, so that makes sense. A Tesla stock would follow the stock market. But for us Tesla stock bulls, this is actually a bigger buying opportunity to just buy more Tesla stock. And Dan Ives basically agrees. He believes that Tesla stock is going to $415 in his base case next year, and I'm pretty sure he will have to increase his price target soon if Tesla's rally continues. But his bull case is $650 for 2025. I want you to look at this. 52-week high Tesla stock, $488 per share. 52-week low, $138.80 per share. I have a question. Did Tesla as a company get 3 times better at everything overall, justifying this wild swing in stock price? I believe the answer to that question is definitely no. It's just that a lot of the analysts are changing their mind and saying, oh, no, yeah, this Tesla stock is actually, hold on, it's above our price target. We are bullish about Tesla, so we have to change price target to buy. And yeah, we're going to be more bullish now. And I'll make another prediction. 12 months later, same day, we will look at Tesla stock and we will very likely see about as big a spread between the 52-week high and the 52-week low as we do right now. It'll just be interesting to see, is the spread going to be between, let's say, $800 per share and then maybe 400-ish? Or it could be some other number, but the spread, I believe, is going to be pretty big. In the meantime, there's some big news from Mark Cuban. Well, he made quite a statement about robots. And as we know, there's a company named Tesla, I think, that is going to make something like a Tesla bot. The rumor is still out about that one. And I say rumor because, for example, Dan Ives openly admitted on TV just now that his valuation model includes $0 in his price target related to Tesla Optimus bot. Not even $1 is in there that is pricing in the Tesla bot. And he said that Tesla stock could go well above $2 trillion in market cap because there's zero valuation built into his valuation model in regards to the Tesla bot. But that doesn't matter to Wall Street. But to me, that presents a further buying opportunity because time and time again, Wall Street fails to correctly price in the future earnings of disruptive companies. And the thing about disruptive companies is they don't just do something disruptive once. No, it's in Tesla's DNA to be disruptive. Anything that Tesla takes on, they're thinking about how can we do this from the first principles and not just, oh, let's copy someone because they have been doing this for such a long time and because of that they know how to keep doing things. No, it's in Tesla's DNA to innovate over and over again, and Tesla is not going to stop here. But getting back to Mark Cuban, he replied to this post which said, Mark, your vision of robots building homes in weeks is overly simplistic and naive. You're ignoring the intricate human skills required in construction, skills robots can't mimic with their current capabilities. Notice the word current. Their capabilities are not going to stay where they are right now. So Mark Cuban, the billionaire, replied here, you are missing the point that they will be architected to be built by robots, not the way they are designed today. In 2024, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban had some huge disagreements. They are sort of like enemies at this point, I would say. At best, it's just an insane amount of trolling. But basically, Mark Cuban is admitting here that the future of Tesla is much better because robots are inevitable. And of course, we know that Tesla has the Tesla bot. So while Mark did not directly say or use the word Tesla, we all know that Tesla is going to benefit from that. Also, Tesla is making some moves in China. They are now actually actively promoting Tesla's Actually Smart Sum, and they posted a promotional video. You can see it here. So soon, they are likely going to start promoting FSD as well. I mean, this is a pretty big step for Tesla to getting full self-driving approved because this is basically full self-driving, but in parking lots for now. And here's some good news for Elon Musk. Elon Musk has been named by the Epoch Times as its Innovation Newsmaker of the Year for 2024. In a post explaining its award, the publication noted that the Tesla and SpaceX CEO simply dominated the innovation landscape this year. A few notable contributions from Elon Musk to humanity in 2024 was, for example, Neuralink. That was a big one. They actually implanted the chip into an actual patient and he's able to function, for example, play video games, basically with his mind. SpaceX successfully caught a booster, the Starship booster with the chopsticks. That was huge. And of course, we got FSD V12 and now V13. And we still technically have a few days to go in 2024. Elon Musk is also actually happy to receive this award. That's nice, he said. And what's also somewhat important here, this is not just some editor choosing Elon Musk. This is people voting. And 96.5% of the voters chose Elon Musk as their first choice, which makes sense. If you use your brain and you think about it, who else is as innovative as Elon Musk? No one. Hence, the overwhelming victory by Elon Musk in this poll. And speaking of awards, the Model 3 just won Car of the Year award in Swedish Motor magazine. They admit the competition is not even close. They say, how can the other car manufacturers still not have caught up with Tesla? The Model 3 became an even better car. Marcus Brownlee was also giving awards, and he named the Tesla Model 3 as the most efficient car. This went to the Model 3 Performance. And the Model 3 dual motor received the award of the most improved car. So in markets without the Chinese competition, the biggest competition to the new Model 3 is really the old Model 3. You can get some of these used vehicles now for a pretty good price, and they last for a long time. Jim Cramer just made a statement on Tesla. Once you get a CEO with that kind of political influence, it's easy for the faithful to imagine unlimited possibilities, but with Tesla, the possibilities truly are quite big. This means they are no longer constrained by the price to earnings multiple. They will pay anything for Tesla much higher than these prices. They are actually insensitive to price. I don't actually quite fully agree with what Jim Cramer is saying here, because a lot of us have our own valuation models and we know exactly how much we are willing to pay per one Tesla share. ARK Invest, for example, has done their numbers and they believe that Tesla stock is going to $2,600 per share. That's quite a bit more than a 5x from where we are right now. It's just that we do a little bit more thinking here and we think a little bit more long term. Wall Street just looks at the next 18 months and ARK Invest, in their case, they're looking 5 years ahead. And we know that they are going to update their price target and likely it is going to be even higher in 2025. With the year ending, we also have the quarter ending, and Tesla will release its Q4 delivery report 1 week from today, roughly, when the market will still be closed. So the numbers will actually come out on Thursday in the morning. And for Tesla to equal its 2023 deliveries, it needs to deliver almost 515,000 vehicles, which is basically Tesla's official guidance. There's an article from Guru Focus. Tesla's valuation hits new limits but remains worth holding. My valuation model suggests that Tesla remains reasonably valued. It's actually quite underpriced still in the long term. When considering its 5-year growth and margin expansion prospects amid its pivot to autonomous vehicles as its primary revenue generator. Reports indicate that under the impending Trump administration, the regulatory environment is likely to become less severe for Tesla. Likely. No. It will become less severe for Tesla. That's such an obvious fact at this point. Opening up a potentially faster path, it will open a much faster path to its autonomous taxi network operating at scale. In the long term, though, I never considered regulations for autonomous robotaxis really a problem, so it doesn't really change anything in my base case and my expectations for Tesla in the long term, but sure, in the short term, it definitely makes a difference. I also like these posts from Tesla's accounts overall. Almost all vehicles will be purely electric and autonomous in the future. We are accelerating the transition. They are definitely making a big difference. Tesla is. Look at the South Korean market here, which Tesla quoted. BMW down 3.5%. These are year-over-year numbers. Mercedes down 12%. Volvo down 11%, Audi down almost 50%, Tesla up 84%. And the previous week, Tesla had a pretty good week in China. Nothing really breathtaking, but as far as week number 12 comes in the quarter, it's one of the best ones ever, which is comfortably setting Tesla up for a new record quarter in China. And it's not going to be a record just by a small margin. It's going to be a record probably by a substantial number. Oh, look at this. Tesla China is already starting its Q1 2025 push. Tesla China has updated its promotions, offering a final payment discount for the Model Y and extending a zero-interest finance deal for qualified Model Y and Model 3 buyers in China. This is giving us some ideas about the Tesla Model Y refresh. The fact that Tesla has extended point-of-sale incentives into Q1, despite what appears to be an imminent release of Juniper, can suggest, number one, Tesla intends to keep Juniper under wraps for a bit longer to perhaps give their factories additional time to catch up to the progress made in China and try and launch a refresh from multiple factories closer together. The demand in China is still really good for Tesla's vehicles and the Model Y especially, so it does make sense to maybe postpone it a little bit, because as we have seen before, the moment a new Tesla vehicle comes out in some place in the world but not in the other place, in the other place, the demand goes down. And number two, Tesla won't drastically change its pricing or promotions with Juniper launch, and instead try and push more volume from the natural increase in organic demand that this launch will generate. This news, I have somewhat mixed feelings about this. It's good news for us Tesla stock investors. I strongly believe in that. But there's something I'm not perfectly happy about. It's an honor to have Nvidia as an investor, says Elon Musk. This is about Nvidia just officially announcing that they are investing into xAI, which is slightly upsetting to me because I would have preferred Tesla to invest into xAI instead. But this is certainly good news for Tesla overall because obviously Nvidia's CEO knows a lot about AI and he admits, oh, xAI is so good that we need to invest money into xAI, which basically says that Elon Musk is incredibly good, and we know that the CEO of Tesla is Elon Musk. So this is basically sort of like competition admitting, oh yeah, he's, even though we're, competing to some extent, he's really good. But also Nvidia and xAI are partners because xAI buys a lot of chips from Nvidia. So are they really competitors? I sort of see them as competitors to some degree, as in the CEO of Nvidia. He has to know a lot about AI and he's choosing to invest. I mean, he could choose to invest into any company, but he's choosing to invest into xAI. And it's one thing to say, oh, he's great, but it's a whole different thing to say, you're great. Here's a whole bunch of money to be even greater. Oh! So we're going from someone praising Elon Musk to now someone dissing Elon Musk. Tesla would use LiDAR if Elon Musk ever drove on China's highways at night. The CEO of Li Auto says, I believe that if Musk had ever driven on different highways in China deep in the night, he would have chosen to keep a LiDAR in the front as well. China is different from the US. If you regularly drive at night in China, you'll see large trucks with broken taillights, and the large trucks with broken taillights may be even parked right on the main road. And as we know, that's true because nobody ever has broken taillights in the US. Never. Except for many times when I've seen that happen. And also, we all know that human drivers drive with LiDAR sensors wrapped around their heads. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to see those trucks parked. And in China, people are different, so they do have these LiDAR sensors. Obviously, they don't. And here's some progress of FSD. I sped it up to 2x. You can see that FSD stopped until the ambulance passed. Also, the thing about cameras is you can configure them to actually have superior vision at night compared to human eyes. So if we, human drivers, can see things at night, cameras. We'll be able to see everything quite a bit better. By the way, right now, FSD V13, it doesn't take audio as a form of, oh, I heard that thing, that siren, so therefore I should slow down a little bit because there's probably an emergency vehicle somewhere close by. Right now, it only acts based on what it sees, but with FSD V13.4, it will actually start listening for audio inputs as well. And here's something exciting that's actually incredibly boring to watch, but it's really exciting. If you can go through the whole thing, it's actually quite exciting. This is FSD V13.2.2 in hurry mode. Heavy rain, water on the road, traffic accidents. It's an hour-long, zero intervention trip, point A to point B with a tap of a button, condensed to 13 minutes. The road conditions were so bad towards the end, I could not see the road, he says. So here, the conditions seem quite alright, but quickly they do start getting worse, although maybe not so quickly because this is a 1 hour long drive. And here, oh, yeah, the conditions are not exactly the best, especially around here. I can confirm from my personal experience driving here in Vancouver, where it rains a lot, and almost every day now feels like this when I'm driving. I haven't personally noticed anything significant in terms of driving performance when it's raining versus when it's not raining. I do get warning messages that full self-driving performance is or may be degraded, but I have personally not observed any differences. Now, keep in mind, I'm driving on V12, and I still have hardware 3, and yet I am not noticing a difference. So with hardware 4 and FSD V13, I imagine that for Tesla, it's never going to be an issue. I mean, like rain or bad weather like this definitely is not going to be an issue. Maybe someone's experience is different, but I've put in quite a few hours on FSD during very rainy weather, where it's not just raining a little bit, but where it's pouring and it's dark at night. And yet it drives as if sun is out and you can see everything because it can see everything. Now, we Tesla investors, we often don't watch any mainstream media, and sometimes I've seen some Tesla stock investors make a mistake thinking that the mainstream media doesn't really matter, but actually there are many people that only watch the mainstream media. Take this as an example. This is quite telling about Tesla and full self-driving and Elon Musk. I was just talking with my 80-year-old uncle, says Sawyer, about Tesla and FSD. He had no idea how much progress Tesla has made with self-driving. He mentioned that the media mostly talks negatively about it and that he hadn't seen or heard of any recent videos. I told him about an FSD drive I had done from Boston to Cape Cod without touching the steering wheel once. He was genuinely shocked. It's not a short drive, it's a 2-hour drive. Sawyer continues, I showed him some videos of FSD V13.2.2. It was mind-blowing to him that you could start FSD in your garage, have it back out, navigate to a supercharger, and back into the charging stall all by itself autonomously. So if you have FSD, especially V13.2, definitely show it around to everyone around you. And FSD is getting genuinely really good. Look at this Tesla vehicle making this maneuver. This guy thought that the vehicle is just going to change the lane, but no, it did this one smooth maneuver. Here's another example of it getting really smart. The Tesla vehicle and FSD here reacts to this other vehicle which just did a high beam flash. It knew, oh, okay, I can go now. And here's another no interventions drive in Los Angeles. This is getting boring, but also really exciting. And it seems like FSD V13 is good enough for other people to try, people that are not good with tech, people that are a bit uneasy with full self-driving overall. This does seem to be like a breakthrough that Tesla is going through. Here's another 189-mile drive from Bradford this time. No safety critical disengagements. This is becoming so routine now. Tesla has made some good progress here. It introduced supercharger battery heating for V3 and V4 superchargers, enabling LFP vehicles to get back on the road up to 4 times faster. So when plugging in, superchargers can now preheat batteries for Model 3 and Model Y that are standard range rear-wheel drive. This gets you back on the road faster in extreme cold conditions. It's actually quite technical how they were able to do it, and the reason why they were able to do it is because Tesla engineers are magicians, that's number one. And number two, is because Tesla is so vertically integrated. Tesla this year had a good year. It's up 74%, and I believe it is going to $1,000 per share. And then after that, well above it. My name is Matt Posius. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video, probably on Monday or later next week.